Welcome to the Spring 2012 Championships of Frisbee. It's a beautiful day here. The wind's been kicking up a little bit, but it seems to have subsided again. That's going to be good for our players, who will have to be fighting through this for the next hour and a half. As Michael stated, this is going to be the Knights in black versus the Wolverines in yellow. This brings a song to mind that we all know, black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow. But that's what we got in the house today. Now coming to this game, the Wolverines have been 6-1. They suffered a defeat their final game of the season, which was actually a 1-point loss to the Knights. Now the Knights have had a rough road getting here. They've posted 2 losses, but other than that, they've come in strong in the 3rd seed of the tournament, making it all the way here to debut in the championship game. Now it looks like the Wolverines will be pulling off from the north side of the field. Now, this is really going to be a paramount game because other than the Knights, the Wolverines have really dealt swiftly with everybody they've played with. Now, coming to a championship game, that's one of the things you want behind your back. It's a good tailwind that ensures a victory in a situation like this. Now, the problem is they have to play knowing that last time they had a close game, which ended in a defeat to the Knights. If they want to change that tonight, they're going to have to switch up their game. Endurance was definitely a problem that last game. Both teams were cramping, and it forced them to end the game at 15-14 rather than going into a win-by-2 situation like usually happens. So we'll have to see how their conditioning plays off today. Okay, and the game begins. Mark Cam pulls off. He is in the jersey number 6 for the Wolverines. It looks like it's going to be picked up by Preston Jones, who takes to the brick mark. Setting up, disc is in play. He's looking for cutters. Troy Giles coming in straight across the field, but he decides to go otherwise. He puts it out to Chris Colleen, number 10, in the glasses and hat. They really started this off quickly. A lot of cuts, a lot of sprints, but a bad low throw on a forehand from Chris Colleen turns it over. Mark Cam picks it up for the Wolverines. He's looking for a shot, and he takes a long throw. Ooh, snapped by number 4, Nathan Wallace, before it could go all the way to the end zone. He's looking for his man. He's got a cutter coming inside. Oh, and it's just going to be outside of the reach of Ben Browning. Sad enough. Ben Browning is actually one of the highest scorers in the league and the top scorer for them so far this season. I bet we'll be seeing a lot of him throughout the rest of this game. The disc is picked up by Preston on the turnover. He'll be taking it up to the front of the end zone for the point. Ooh, high stall count, and he's looking for a throw. Picked up by Troy Giles, barely getting around the defender. He's looking for a dump, swinging it right. Oh, and he decides to go forward. Thrown to number 4, Spencer Carden for the Knights. He's looking for a dump, doesn't know really where to go. Puts it over the defender to get it back to Chris Colleen. He swings it right to Preston Jones, swings it right to Scott Sewell. And they have Ethan Bernard coming in, but he decides not to go for the throw. Oh, overthrown to Mark Fletcher, and that's going to be a turnover. Back to the Wolverines. Now, as we've stated before, there was a slight wind, and it seems to be picking up a little bit again. That may pose a problem for these teams coming into this game, especially if there's a heavy wind coming in from the north. That could push throws downwind. Oh, and they got the first chance for the score, but a bad throw, and it's dropped. That'll be a turnover. Like I said, as the wind picks up, you can't make some of those shoddy throws that you usually can get away with in a normal game. But luckily, the Wolverines are able to turn it around quickly. He goes for the throw. Oh, and it's out. He tries to hit it back in, but he stepped out before he could get the knock on it. Preston Jones picks it up for the Knights. Oh, and it's a deep huck, and it looks like it's going to be out of bounds. Oh, coming back in, but no one's down there. Mark Cam going back to receive it. Ethan Bernard flying down the field to pick him up. He's got a cutter. Looks like number 4 Nathan Wallace coming in, but he decides to go for his other throw. That's Casey Buttle, I think, coming up for the catch. Cutting in, Ben Browning right across the middle of the field, and he goes for the long huck down deep. Can he get it? He goes for the dive and comes up with it. Oh my gosh, look at that throw. Look at that catch. Perfect. Now this is why the Wolverines have taken such a lead. Even when they get a throw off that may be a little bit too deep, their players run through it and they're able to pick up a score. Great job by the Wolverines there to convert that one into a goal. And they go up 1-0. The Wolverines will be pulling off to the Knights once again after the early kickoff to start this game. It looks like Aaron Fleming, the coach for the Wolverines, will be pulling off with this throw. A mighty huck, and he sends it downfield. And it's going to go end zone to end zone for this. We got a cross-country flyer with that thing. Preston Jones picks it up in the back of the end zone. Now off the pole, you can't bring it up, and so that's going to be hard. Because if they defend it and are able to catch it, the Wolverines could come up with a Callahan for this game. Luckily, no one's coming up on defense for Preston Jones, so he has more than the 10 seconds allotted in a normal stall count. He tosses it up, converts it to his player, looks like Spencer Carden once again, and he's able to get it back to handler Preston Jones. Scott Sewell comes down for the dive, up with the Frisbee. He's looking downfield for a man. He decides to, swing to Preston Jones, and he drops it. Picked up by Mark Hammond. They're going to have a close point if they can get this one off. He looks for it, and he gets it in to Nathan Wallace, number 4 for the score. That's 2 quick points. One off of good offense and one off of good defense, I guess, for the Wolverines. Looks like Coach Mark Ham's going to sub out and put in Casey Buttle again. This has been 2 quick points, barely over 5 minutes, and we've already got a 2-0 score in favor of the Wolverines. Now, they are favored to win the game just because it seems like the Knights are maybe a little bit more tired. They've played 2 games in the last 2 days, and this is their 3rd game in 2 days. That could take a toll on them as it comes down to an endurance game. And that's definitely what they need to push through. They need to make sure that their cuts don't get sloppy and that they use the time that they have well. Otherwise, they may end up in a late game situation where they're very tired against this Wolverine team who's a little bit more fresh. Okay, pole goes off. It's Chris Correll picking it up for the Knights. He swings it right to Justin Rose. Oh, close one, and that was almost another turnover where they did not need one. Goes out, caught by number 10, Scott Sewell. Number 13, Scott Sewell. Down to Spencer Carden for a catch. They may have fallen behind in the first 2 points, but they made quick work of that one to get it back. And that's a point, putting the Knights on the board now, cutting the lead down of the Wolverines down to 2-1. Now, this is the kind of thing they do. A lot of times they do. The Knights are known for sizing up their opponents and then going in and striking as soon as they can get a bearing on everything. One of the things that makes both of these teams good is their good long game. They can work it up slowly. They have handlers with experience doing a dump and go or maybe a little weave up the field. But when they need to, they have the vision to look up and toss it long to whoever's open. And that was a great throw, as we've seen. Converting it, Scott Sewell making it into the end zone to Spencer Carden for the point. Now the Knights will pull off from the north side of the field. It looks like it's going to be number 13. Scott Sewell. Nope, that's not Scott Sewell. That's number 11. Justin Rose pulling it off for the Knights. That's going to float down out of bounds. They'll have to pick it up where it left the field of play. Hopefully it's not a while up for them, otherwise they may be in trouble as the Wolverines have it close to their end zone once again. Good news, they're only picking it up to the 50. That will help out the Knights a lot. Let's see if they can convert this defensive score into a tie game or if the Wolverines will pull ahead. Sam Coons makes the catch, tosses it deep, and it's caught. Is he in? They're calling it in, and it's 3-1. Wolverines. Now that's a good throw, good open man, and he sees the opportunity on the side there, and he was able to turn that into a point. It's good work for the Wolverines down there, especially with some of their newer guys. Sam Coons isn't usually one of their handlers making a lot of the throws, but he definitely comes through in situations like this where he's got an open man and an open throw like that. Marquand will be pulling once again for the Wolverines, one of their stronger throwers. Both sides lining up on the lines. It looks like Wolverines are spreading out and picking defensive coverage. They've been running a man-on game so far, and that's a lot smarter in this win than trying to run a zone. In weather like this, if you don't have any wind, it's better to just pick up man-to-man, especially if you have a championship quality team like both these teams do. That way you just have it sprinter against sprinter instead of trying to run around and cover an entire zone, hoping that they don't overload you or double stack you in any one place. Justin Rose puts it up to number 7. Preston Jones, he's looking for his throw. He's got a man cut in. Travis Miller picks up the disc. He's looking downfield for a throw. The Wolverines have really done a good job up until now of staying between their man and the guy at the disc. It's really making the swing game that they play hard for the Knights. Oh, and a bad throw by Travis Miller turns it into a Wolverines Frisbee. Mark Cam, coach and handler for the Wolverines, comes up to pick up the disc. It looks like Nathan Wallace and Casey Buttle are the other two Wolverines who will be playing handler position for this. The rest of the men have gone deep for cutting. Mark's looking for his inbound throw. He has a man down the middle. They convert. Caught by number 7, Ben Browning. Let's see if they have the dump back. He can put it forward to where they need it. Up, caught once again, and he tosses it, and it's a score! 4-1 Wolverines! Once again caught by Ryland Stratford.
4-1 Wolverines.
Like clockwork, they move this. They get their defensive turnovers, and they do not let up. One thing that they've been doing great so far for the Wolverines is making sure that every turnover they get turns into a point. They're not giving a lot of offensive turnovers, and that's really starting to hurt the Knights. If the Knights want to pick this one up, they're going to have to really make that offense seamless. Like that first point they had with Scott Sewell. They're going to need to make those throws up and then convert those into an open man downfield, the same way that the Wolverines have. It seems to be the way the game's going for both teams right now, but let's see what happens with this offensive run. And it's an out-of-bounds pull. And the disc is tapped in. He's pivoting left-right. Makes an upfield throw. Drop by Ethan Bernard. This is what's been killing him until this point in the game. Let's see if their defense can step it up to get them the disc back. Casey Buttle with the disc. Makes a toss into the end zone. Knocked down by Preston Jones. Excellent defensive move there. Toss up to Scott Sewell. And it's moving up to Mark Fletcher. Mark's looking for an open man downfield. He takes the dump back to Preston Jones. Troy Giles with the disc. Looking for a downfield throw. Is he going to drop back? Defenders have got him cut off from his handlers. Justin Rose gets it finally. He's looking for a downfield move as well. Back to Preston Jones. Seem to be working around till they can get something good. Keeping their stall count low. And it's down on the ground. Out of the hands of Justin Rose and into a Wolverine turnover. And it's up for the throw and out of bounds. It's probably going to go back to the point of the disc. I think they're calling a foul on this one though, so it's going to be Wolverine disc still. Stall count goes back to 0. Play continues. And the disc is in once again. He's looking for an infield cut. Mark Cam coming around the side. He swings to him. Good catch and a low throw. They've got cutters coming in, but it's getting clogged with the handlers up front. Up, and the disc is down. Ben Browning can't grab it, though, and it's going to be a turnover. Picked up by Preston Jones. He's going to bring it in for the Knights, but they're going to have to get some good cuts in. I don't think the Wolverines are going to let him get it in one fell swoop. You got Ethan coming in, clearing out. Stall count's probably about above 5 right now. Good defense by the Wolverines. Turns it over once again. That's really been the hallmark of this game. Oh, bad throw made by Mark Cam, picked up by Preston Jones. He puts it up to number 4, Spencer Carden, who's looking for a man. He puts it back to Justin Rose. Justin Rose gets Scott Sewell, number 13, on the right side of the field. Oh, and he catches it. Is he in, though? I think a foul's called, brings it back to the thrower. He's looking for a man, looking for a cut. He's got Ethan Bernard coming in. He catches it on the sidelines. Brings it back. He's looking for a man. He's got Preston Jones. Puts it back right off the edge. That'll be good. Scott Sewell picks up the disc. He's looking for a cut in. He's got Troy Giles coming in quick. Preston Jones looking for the throw. Gets to Ethan Bernard at the 30. Can they make it to the last 15 yards they need? Back to Preston Jones. He's looking for his man downfield. Elects not to go for the dump. He's got a man streaking down. He comes across to Justin Rose. Puts it. Troy Giles, number 3. Oh. And the drama is knee deep now. Preston Jones holding it just inside the 30. They're going for a point. They need good cuts. He passes it out to Scott Sewell. Sewell's looking for a man now. They've got a lot of men in the end zone, but no one's moving around. Man cuts up. He decides not to go for him, though. He puts it back to Scott Sewell. They're playing this swing and dump game. He puts it in. Justin Rose comes up with a point. Way to be patient there. If they can't go for their long game because that defense shuts it down, what do they got to do? Short game, keep it with the handlers. That weave that we talked about early on seems to be what they're going with now. And it's 4-2. My guess, they're going to run a spread, keep the cutters deep, go for an open middle throw, and then into the end zone like they've gone so far. And it's far out of bounds, onto the track even. They decide to take it up to the 40. Justin Rose taps it in, defending Aaron Fleming. Coach on coach right here. And he's looking for his man. He gets a throw outside. It's down, though. Good defense by Justin Rose. Forced a bad throw, and Chris Corral just finished off where they had it. Chris Corral gets the disc. He's looking for a downfield man. Puts it up. Can Scott pull it down? Oh, and they get it! Beautiful, beautiful throw. Sometimes when you throw into the maw like that, you never know what's going to come out. But it looks like they cooked themselves up a point on that one. Beautiful fight down there by the Knights. This is what they need to close that gap and get back into the lead. But they're going to have one more point before they can call it an even game. One more before even Steven. I don't know where that man ran off to in the back, but luckily he's coming back finally. Preston Jones is going to be pulling off for the Knights. Now let's see if they can get down there and cause a defensive turnover. This could be the point where they turn the tables from a Wolverine-led game into a Knight run. Let's see if they can make this night time. It's going to be up to that Wolverines offense to pull this off. Let's see if they can convert down. It seems like the key to this game is forcing bad throws by the handlers. That's really been where the defense has done. Not so much knocking it down at the far end, but forcing bad throws and letting them roll into the ground. Mark Ham tosses it up to Aaron Fleming, who puts it up, and once again, bad throw forces a leap of faith that doesn't come up. And it's going to be a turnover, picked up by Preston Jones, number 7, for the Knights. Preston Jones, number 7 with the disc. Chris Corral swung right, puts it up, diving for the catch, picks it up. Just what they need in this situation. He's looking for a handler to dump back. He has Justin Rose. Justin Rose looking for a man. He's got Chris Corral coming around horizontally across his front. He's got 3 cuts in, puts it up, and it's going to be defended. Good job by the Wolverines to make that stop in the end zone where they needed. And we got Wolverines going deep. Aaron Fleming putting up the throw. Oh, but it's going to be down. I guess they're going to call a foul on the play, though. Preston Jones is going to toss it back there. Aaron Fleming tapping the disc in. And it looks like they're going to call a stall count violation on that. Might be contested, but either way it comes back. Looks like they're talking it over. A hand is raised to the shoulder. Now Justin Rose is bobbing his head, telling them something. I'm not sure what. But it looks like they're taking it as a turnover on a stall count. That's something you really got to work for. Cutters, if they can't get in and give an open throw, you may force a situation where your 10 seconds run out and you have nothing to go off of. Nice defense, though, by Michael Woolley down there to turn it back over. Marquand picks it up. Knocked down by Chris Corral. Can they turn this turnover into a point? He's got Preston Jones coming up. Preston, open throw. Elects to go for something safer. And they call the timeout. Good play right there. Situations like this, when all your men aren't down there, there's confusion, handlers in the end zone, you probably want to reset it, set up your guys, do a play. From our vantage point up here. And the disc is put in. It's tossed up, overthrown, and it's going to be a turnover. Bad communication, overthrown, and now the Wolverines have a chance to pull ahead in this game. That's definitely not what you wanted for the Knights. Let's see if the Wolverines can capitalize off this, though. The throws have been a little bit shaky the last couple offensive runs. But if they can pull that out, then they can really get some momentum again in their favor. This goes up. Oh! Low throw, and number 13 can't come up with it. That's Tyler Jensen for the Wolverines, attempting to make a glorious catch, but coming short a bit. Justin Rose is looking up. He tosses it up. Oh! And another turnover from the other end as he makes a quick throw back to his handler. And it looks like a cross-field throw. This may turn into a huckfest unless these guys can calm down. Really quickly, Preston Jones comes up, picks up the disc over on the other 45. He's looking downfield, gets his man. Good catch right before the defender can get to him. He puts it back to Preston Jones. Behind him, Justin Rose to the right. Back to Preston. Nice snag over the head of his defender. And he's looking down the middle. Scott Sewell, let's see if he can turn this into point number 4. Puts it back to Preston Jones. Goes up. Troy Giles. Is that? Nope. That's Spencer Carden. Going for the throw into Travis Miller. And he comes up with it. Oh my gosh. This great offensive run right there. Turning it around. Put it out to a cutter who maybe isn't used to making those type of key game throws. But he sees his man coming across, and he converts into a point. We have a tie game. Other than fall of last year, 2011, he's been in the championships for the 5 out of these last 6 semesters. Let's see if he can pull off this one for a win. Down to Mark Cam, just outside the end zone. He throws it out, puts to Casey Buttle, up to Ben Browning. Ben Browning looking for a man. Oh, dropped just over midfield. This is what the Knights need. The Wolverines are making low throws. They're giving up these offensive turnovers, and the Knights have been capitalizing off that for the last 3 points. Let's see if they can do it again. Up to Preston Jones, and he's got a man. Can Travis Miller outdo Nathan Wallace? It's done! Troy Giles comes in for the snag, and the Knights are up 5-4. What a game changer right there. Defensive turnovers from bad throws on the offense, where their offense was pristine, those first 4 points, have turned this into a Knight-led game. Pulled off the line by number 3, Troy Giles. It bounces into the end zone. Mark Cam picks it up, makes the throw out to Nathan Wallace. Wallace looking for a man. He sees Ben Browning across the middle. Puts it right to Casey Buttle. Casey Buttle puts it up. Defended by Preston Jones. Defensive man of the night right there. He's turned this around and turned it into a point. Oh my. Number 3, Troy Giles for a second within 2 minutes. Gameplay-wise, we haven't seen the blink of an eye between 2 points by that man. And Preston Jones comes up with a great assist. Good D, good turnover, good throw. My, this game has changed so quickly in the last 5 minutes itself. From 4-4 to 6-4. Those defensive turnovers have created opportunities. Knights have taken them, and this is a Knights game right now. I gotta say, it's nighttime. If you're not a fan, you might want to be now. And Preston Jones with the pull. Coming off the line, he sends it down. Looks like it's going to land just inside the 25-yard line. Picked up by Aaron Fleming. Up to Ben Browning, number 7. He's played that integral mid position perfectly up until now in the season. He's been making a lot of the throws. Now we got to see if he can convert for his team and bring them to the goal line where they need to be. Man cut in. He's waiting for a throw. He's going to put it deep. It's going to go up. It's caught. Sebastian, 35 yards in. Kicked, but caught by Aaron Fleming. Nice D by Ethan Bernard, but that's picked up. Aaron waiting for the double tap, and he takes it before that man can get there. And he's going for a throw outside, but he flips around, I guess, into number 7, Ben Browning. Oh, it looks like foul is called. Nope, stall count. Oh, stall count denial. That's something you don't want to see as a handler. You can't wait till those last couple seconds to get that point. Oh, but turned over. High toss to Chris Corral, and he can't come up with it. Mark Cam stands on the 30-yard line ready to toss it in if he can get an open man. Let's see what his Wolverines give him. Michael Woolley cuts up to the front. Goes down for the disc. Caught! And it's a 6-5 game. Wolverines answer finally after a 5-0 run by the Knights. And this is a 6-5 game. This is what you want the championships to be like. And the disc is off into the end zone. It's going to be picked up by coach and handler Preston Jones. Up to Justin Rose. Up to Scott Sewell. They're really making quick work on those forward throws. Ooh. No idea what that call was, but it went back and they have another chance at life. Up to Travis Miller. Back to Chris Corral. He looks up, tosses it in. Troy Giles. Toss up. On the sidelines, Travis Miller. Back to Chris Corral. And he goes for the money. Oh! Scott Sewell unable to come up with it. And that's going to be a turnover where they needed points. Okay, Wolverines have the disc and a chance to make this a tie game. Nathan Wallace pulling it out of the end zone for them. He tosses it up into the midfield, and it's bobbled and dropped. Bobbled and dropped, my friends, by number 9, Casey Bowe. Picked up by Preston Jones. Let's see if he's got some magic. Tosses to Justin Rose, picks it up. Oh, and a nice defensive turnover by Mike Wallace. He's got a man deep. It's up to Aaron Fleming. Can he pull it off? No game. Preston Jones is going to come over and pick it up for the Knights. He's pivoting, giving his head nods. You know he wants people moving. Puts it up to Justin Rose on the 42-yard line. Into the middle, just across field to Troy Giles. Tosses it back. Justin Rose putting it down low. Travis Miller. Travis Miller looking for his man. He's got the pivot, looking for the throw. He decides to swing it. Justin Rose over to Scott Sewell. Can Scott Sewell make this number 3 for the night? Oh, he puts it low to Preston Jones. Tiptoeing through the tulips. Was he in? Oh! And with the disc drop, he elbow dropped a point, 7-5. Scott Sewell putting up his 3rd assist of the night. Wolverines, I don't know how many times they've been in this position throughout the course of the semester. They've been playing a season where they've usually been the team up. Now they're standing 2 points down, looking at what they need to do to get a victory. Mark Cam tossing it out to Casey Buttle. They need to make these good throws. Shoddy throws and bobbling is really what's been killing them. Luckily they come up with it that time. He puts it back to their handler. Number 1's got it, but he is dropped. That disc is taken out by number 14, Mark Fletcher. He goes streaking across the field. And it looks like that disc was tacoed. Well, we can take that to a fast food restaurant. We're not going to get much better quality there. Bent disc is out, and they're going to replace it with with another flat one. Speaking of tacos, I love Taco Bell. With a new disc in the game, Justin Rose is going to come. Man with the disc, he's going to start it off right now. He swings it over to Preston Jones, number 7. Swings it to Scott Sewell. He's got a man coming in, elects to go back to his middle handler. Preston Jones calling for cuts. He puts it up to Troy Giles, number 3. Over to Justin Rose. He's got a man cutting in the end zone. He tosses it for the far man. Mark Fletcher! One-handed grabber! Up in the air, down for a point. This is an 8-5 game, and we're going into half with the Knights up 8-5. Oh my, 2-point run after a 5-point run, and they went from being down 4-1 to up 8-5 at half. A good position for them. If the Knights can keep that momentum they had going into going into halftime, we may be in a game where this could be deadly for the Wolverines. The pull is off. End zone to end zone. We got a C to shining C throw there. Picked up by Mark Cam, who quickly throws it out to Aaron Fleming. Aaron Fleming's looking for a throw. He's been caught in high stall count trouble beforehand. Let's see if he keeps the throws moving before his time runs out this half. He tosses it out. Picked up by Mark Cam. Mark Cam tosses it back to Aaron Fleming. Aaron's looking for a man now. Once again, he gets his dump to Mark, who puts it back to Aaron. This is the movement we usually see from these guys. And it's into the end zone. Knocked down. Good defense. That's exactly what they needed for the Knights to turn this around. Poor Wolverines. They had it. They were one throw away from a point in the momentum they needed in this half. And it's turned over. Preston Jones throws it up to number 4. Number 4 throws it back to him. That's Spencer Cardin for any of you who were wondering. Back to Scott Sewell. Scott Sewell's looking downwind for throw. He's got Ethan coming across. He goes for a fake, comes back, tosses the other far side to Chris Cornell. Oh, bobbled and dropped by number 9, Brendan Harker. We saw those come up and end up turning over the game from Wolverine lead to Knight lead. If the Knights keep that up, they may be in trouble. There's a toss made by Mark into the end zone, but it looks like it's being called back for a foul. Scott Sewell is going to return the disc to the origin of the foul. Chris Correll is guarding Mark Cam. What has been a great defensive game for the Knights is going to have to keep up for these last couple points. But judging by what they did in the first half, they've got the men to do the job. Up to Aaron Fleming. It looks like he's out of bounds. Oh. Close but no cigar. We have a stall count turnover. That is the 3rd stall count turnover. And it looks like it may go back to bite them. Oh! Don't know where he was going for with that. Looks like he almost went to kick the disc as much as he was going for the catch. But that turnover was one hair away from being another Knight point, which is definitely not what the Wolverines want coming out of this half. Mark Cam's going to pick it up. Let's see if he and Aaron Fleming can pull their give and go. What they need to get themselves to the other side of this field. He tosses it up to Mike Woolley. Mike Woolley puts it back to Mark Cam. Mark Cam's tossing it up. Looks like he's got his man. He found a friend, and he didn't even need Match.com. He just needs good coaching and a good team, which is what he's done this season. Looks like there's some type of call now on the field. Aaron Fleming's holding the disc. It's going to be moved back. I think it's going to be a pick call. In Frisbee, you can't throw a screen. You can't do the basketball, even if you're playing it or not. You can't get in between another guy and the disc, even if it's unintentional. Otherwise, both players have to move back, and they have to take it from where the person who threw the disc has to pick it up again, and they have to return it to play. Some type of a turnover occurred there. Bobbled up, knocked out. Mark Cam goes for the greatest, but he can't convert it. Good D by Chris Correll, forcing that point out of bounds. Preston Jones picks it up for the Knights. Tosses it across to Chris Correll, who's got his man, but it's D'd. Beautiful D there on the far side. Oh, that was beautiful. Great. Number 5, Mike Engel, coming up with a huge defensive stop right where they needed it. And the Wolverines are back on offense again. He's got a man cutting in. Decides not to go for him. He takes his other toss across to Mike Woolley, who puts it out to Aaron Fleming quickly. Aaron Fleming puts it back to Mike Woolley. They got a little thing going here, and Mike Woolley comes up with a disc. Standing on the edge of glory right there. Can he get a throw up? He's got his man outside, and it's a Wolverine point. Great job. Good judgment. Good weight. Patience was the key there, and Michael Woolley gets the first point of this half for the Wolverines. 8-6 game, 2 points. Let's see if the Wolverines can come up with a tie game. Sizing him up, getting ready to throw. Looks like Mark Cam's going to pull off for the Wolverines. Disc up. Looks like it's floating a bit left. It's going to be in the end zone though. Picked up. Preston Jones puts it up to Mark Fletcher, standing on the right side of the field. We're using the coordinate rows. That'd be the east side of the field. Back to Preston Jones. Puts it up to Travis Miller. Over to Justin Rose, who puts it over to Scott Sewell. Scott Sewell turning around, dumping it back to Justin Rose. Putting it up. Great catch. Travis Miller continuing the offensive streak. Once again, put in, caught, elbow dropped right there by number 13. Scott Sewell coming up with the point there in the end zone. As we go up, pole comes across. It's going to be out of bounds, barely. Taken to the middle by coach Mark Cam. He taps it in just past the 26-yard line on their side of the field. Cuts coming in. Ooh, dive made, but he can't convert for the point, or for the catch, I mean. Picked up by Mark Fletcher, number 14 of the Knights. Let's see if they can continue their ride to glory. The Noblemen in black going for their 10th point, seeing if they can stretch their lead a little bit more. Mark Fletcher going up for the throw, over tosses his man. Looks like he was supposed to go to number 4, Spencer Carden, but it ends up going into the end zone. And it'll be a Wolverines disc. Wolverines pick it up, tosses it over. He finds his man. They're looking for another toss. He's got a guy streaking in. Toss made out just before the middle. Looks like it was Sam Coons who made the catch. Back to Mark Cam. Mark Cam tosses it to the middle. Man tosses across to the side. He looks for his deep. They're looking for it, but defense is the gold that we're dealing in this game. And it looks like this is really turning into a defensive game. Both offenses aren't dropping any more passes. It's just hard defensive games. Mark Cam coming up with a good D there to turn it back over into the Wolverines' favor. He puts it across to his handler. Looks outside. Bad throw made. Ooh, offensive turnover. One of the first few of this half. Preston Jones picking it up for the Knights. He's got it at about the 40-yard line on their side of the field. Looking down. He makes a toss out to the middle. Caught by number 3, Troy Giles. Troy Giles puts it up to Mark Fletcher. Mark turns around. He's got it up to Travis Miller. Disc up. Disc caught. Put that one in the bank because we're into double digits for the Knights. 10-6. And they're really coming with a breakaway here. It looks like Travis Miller will be pulling off the disc for the Knights. He raises his hand, sounds the battle cry, and the Knights are going to be off here in a few seconds. He comes across the line, gives it a toss, and it's going to come down just outside of bounds, probably about the 30-yard line. Aaron Fleming bringing it up. He's going to center the disc in the middle of the field. Takes to about the 32, 34 yard line, right in there. Calls it in, calls for cuts. Where are those cuts? He's got a man streaking across the middle. Ben Browning coming up where they need him. In that great mid position, tosses it back to Aaron Fleming. He puts it across, picked up by Mike Woolley. Woolley's looking for a throw. He finds his handler where he needs him. Aaron Fleming with the disc, looking for a toss. He's got some men far side of the field. He goes for the hammer chuck. Let's see if this long bomb comes up for a long point score. Ooh, good defense turns this around. Preston Jones coming where they need him. Defensive MVP, I'm telling you. He's got it where it counts. Those knocks are going to keep those discs out of the air when they need it. He puts it up. Oh, but it looks like Troy Giles overthrew his man. Intended for Travis Miller, but it goes too far down. It's going to be Wolverines Frisbee. Picked up by Aaron Fleming. You got to love that guy with his hallmark orange shoes. You know exactly where he is on the field. Disc kicked by Justin Rose. Picked up for a defensive stop. He's looking for a man. He dumps it back. Preston Jones with the dive. This may be his 5th championship. He may be searching for his first win, but you can see he wants it. And today he's really showed up when they needed him. Far chuck by Mark Cam. Can he pull it off? No! Barely short on the dive. And he's not going to be able to pull it off. Poor guy. As a cutter, those are the throws you want. You want that one-on-one game. You want that glory dive. Unable to pick it up. So sad for the Wolverines. It looks like Preston Jones is going to pick it up. The Knights answer for their offensive run. Easy toss. Quickly dropped. Sad. Travis Miller turns it over. Picked up by Mark Cam. He's going to go for the end zone shot. Oh! Diving catch! Wolverines answer. 10-7. They're not out of this game yet. They're capitalizing off those turnovers right near the end zone just like they did in the first half. This is how they went up in the first half. Let's see if they can use it to make a comeback here in the second half. Stepping back to make the throw. He comes across, puts the disc puts the disc in a nice curve into the end zone on the other side for the Knights. Preston Jones doing a give and go with Justin Rose coming up. Bobbled and dropped. Poor Preston. Bobbles and drops it. This is where they need to capitalize. Aaron Fleming up with a disc. And it's caught! There goes the momentum. 10-8. Wolverines have started their own story. Oh my. And to think that I saw that on Viking Drive. Dr. Seuss, the Wolverines are on the loose now, and it's a 2-point deficit. They're coming back. They got the men for the sprints. If they can just sort out their offense and get the men they need down there. They got to pull down and get on defense if they want this to be a tie game. Way out of bounds on the pull. And Preston Jones, it looks like, is going to come up for the Knights. He'll take it in just past the 20-yard line. Preston Jones. I don't know if they give out MVPs for these games, but dang, he's really been pulling it today. Defensive stops, offensive hucks. He's leading his team just as he needs to be. Good catch. They're moving with fire. You can see the red-hot glaze coming off their cleats as they're moving it up the field. Oh! The one throw they needed right there into the end zone. Dropped Travis Miller. Other than that, great offensive run for them. But either way, that's a Wolverines disc. Wolverines are looking across. Mark Cam's looking for his man. He finds Aaron Fleming. They're still in their own end zone. Not where you want to be, but they are still on the offense right here. They got their cuts. It's going to be a high stall count. He's got to put it out. Nice. Oh, we thought he had it, but then he drops. It's not what you want to do. Ben Browning drops the disc. And this is one toss territory to another Knight point. 10-8. Can they make it 11? Preston Jones looking for his man. He's going to go outside, swinging. Mark Fletcher with the disc. Mark's looking for a man now. They've cleared out the end zone, but it's a pretty Even distribution across the field. They need to get man open in an open lane for the throw. He's got it, and it's to Ethan Bernard into the end zone, and that's another point for the Knights. The momentum didn't keep going. Wolverines got their 2 points, but that wasn't going to start a Wolverines onslaught. The Knights answered back with 1 quick point. Still a 3-point game, holding their lead, maintaining their focus. Oh man, I might lose my voice by the end of this night if this game keeps up. They're calling out their defensive schema, I guess you could say. Picking their men. They toss the disc down. It lands just on the sideline at the 20-yard line. Picked up by Mark Cam. Put up to his other handler. Up the middle. They got men. Handlers are waiting for the disc. This is where that fatigue might be setting in. You see the handlers aren't running around and making their cuts to open up swings as much. And that could be either conditioning or it could just be mentally being tired. Mark Cam's got the disc. He looks for an open throw. He's got a man. He's going for throw. Oh, connection to connection, but the defense steps up. Nice job there. I think that was Scott Sewell. In the dark of the night, I can't tell, but this is definitely a nighttime game. Oh, drop pass by number 9, Brendan Harker. That's not what they needed. Turned over. Wolverines pick it up. Nathan Wallace with the disc. Thrown across the middle. Caught by his man. They're inside the 40. He's looking for a connection to a handler. Bounce off the handler. Dropped. Knight turnaround. Men going deep. Let's see if they go for the short game or whether they go for a long huck. They're up. Caught by number 4. Toss back. Scott Sewell in the middle of the field with the disc. Ethan Bernard making his debut in this run. Back to Preston Jones. Preston Jones looking for a throw. Elected not to go with his dump. His stall count's getting high. He goes for the hammer. The desperation throw turns to desperation sadness. Turnover. Wolverines picking up the disc. Mark Cam looking for a throw downfield. Looks like he wants something long. Picked up by Mike Woolley. Affectionately known as Spartacus, as you heard when they announced players. Back to Mark Cam, who tosses it across to his man. Ooh! Oh! Beautiful dive! Coming up with a big point. Doesn't look like he's in a good place. He's not getting up too quickly, but my, great dive. He's looking for a throw now. I wonder if they're going to sub him out quickly. Nope, he elects to stay in. He makes the toss, and they're swinging it back and forth. They got the movement that they need. Stall count's getting high. Back to Nathan Wallace. Nathan Wallace looking for his man. He decides to swing it back to Mark Cam, who throws a fake. Still faking, puts it back to Nathan Wallace. Oh, nope, someone else, and that person throws to Nathan Wallace. Puts it up. Oh! Like a boss! Number 1! Oh my, it's a beautiful catch by Rylan Stratford. Defense isn't going to stop him today. And the Wolverines are in the end zone for another catch. Beautiful offense. Rylan Stratford comes up. He takes it when the defense wants it just as bad. Puts it across to his man, and they're in the end zone once again, making this a 2-point game. As we go into this session, the Nets are going to start off for the offense. Ooh, and they're in a terrible position. They have to start from the back of the end zone because of a great pull. Toss to his man. Luckily, he gets to his handler before the defense can get up on him. These teams want a Callahan, a defensive catch for a point, but the offense is making sure that they run good, smooth offense. Quick reflexes by Chris Corral, and he's got that Frisbee. Team streaking down the field. Closed, of course. And let's see if they can make another huck for a point. Back to Scott Sewell. Sewell's looking wide. It's going to go out. They're one throw away. He gets from the end zone. He decides to toss back to Preston Jones. Let's see if Preston's got hot hands today. Up to the middle. I think it was a strip. Yep, it was a strip. He knocked it out of his hands while he still had it, but they like to call a timeout immediately after. They're going to run an ISO stack right out of the middle. ISO is where you isolate everybody in the middle of the field, and you usually have one person off who goes. They've elected just to keep a stack straight down the middle. Handlers on either side. And it looks like he's going to go back for the dump, open up the throw. Chris Correll is going to be the one to do it. And it's Deed! It looks like they're calling it back for a foul, but that's the kind of defense that the Wolverines need. Let's see if they can pull it off again. They're going to have another chance to do this. Foul, because of the foul, everybody will go back where they were. But they're basically in the same setup they had for that play. And they can run it once again if they have the fortitude. Oh! Close D, but catch made, and it's a point! Number 13, Scott Sewell, comes up with another one. Elbow drops the disc, and this is where it's at. Wolverines pull off. The Knights pull off. Wolverines pick it up. They're just past their 25-yard line. He's looking for a cut in. Stall count's getting high. He's got a man coming across. Horizontal cut. He dives for the catch. Oh no! But dropped. It's going to be turned over. Preston Jones comes up for the Knights. Let's see if they can turn this from a game that's a 3-point lead into a desperation situation for the Wolverines. He puts it too far outside for his man. Travis Miller unable to come up with it as it goes out of bounds. Right around the 20. And now it's going to be Wolverines disc. They're taking it from the end zone. 15-yard line, football field. And it's Deed. Hardcore. He puts it back to the middle to Travis Miller. Puts it up. Preston Jones. You see him leap on defense. You've seen him make the amazing throws, but he hops the line to get a 13th point for the Knights. And this late in the game, they're not going to get anything in edgewise from these Knights. The Knights want this, and you can see it. Into the middle. Wolverine center of the disc with one throw. He's looking down field for his man. He's got people cutting up. Does he take his throw? He throws it. Oh, dropped by Ben Browning. Mark Fletcher picks it up, tosses it to the middle to Preston Jones. Oh, sadly tossed into the middle of Neverland. Too bad there's no Peter Pan to pick that up from their team and fly. It's going to be a turnover to the Wolverines. Brought up to the line. Preston Jones D's on someone who I cannot tell because of the light for the Wolverines. Up to the middle. Looks like Sam Coons. He tosses it around back to his handler. Ooh, it's Aaron Fleming, coach. Looks like he's looking for a close cut. And unfortunately, his player runs around exactly where he goes to throw. It's turned around. Oh, looks like they're going to call a strip, though. The player coming around the defense must have clipped his arm as he went for the throw. He's calling for those in-cuts. Let's see if they give it to him this time. Tosses it out to Mark Cam. Mark Cam looking downfield. Goes for the hammer. Hammer time! I think not. Ooh, but it looks like it was a foul by Mark Fletcher. This is mark on mark crime right now. Mark Fletcher on offense, or Mark Fletcher on defense. Mark Cam on offense. Mark Fletcher makes it, or Mark Cam. Oh, now I'm even more confused. Mark Cam makes it up for the toss. Gets up to his man. They toss into the end zone. But it's too far for any of their men to get it. Oh my. What are they going to do? They need concise points. under 15 minutes left, you can do a 4-0 run. But if the time gets down, you can't do a 4-0 run in about 8 minutes time. They need to be concise this late in the game. Knights pick up the disc. They have their cuts in. Tossed. Preston Jones has it now at the 35-yard line on the edge. And my, is he on the edge of glory. 2 points away from a victory. He's got to be ecstatic. But he's keeping a cool head, making good throws across to Mark. Mark puts it across to Justin Rose. Justin Rose is looking down the middle, but he puts it back, swings it to Preston Jones. Put it into the middle. Looks like Brendan. I don't know if they can see each other, but I definitely can't tell who's who from this far away in their black jerseys. Maybe the Wolverines are having that same problem. They're moving it up. Preston Jones gets it again, and he hucks it long. Travis Miller, do you got it in you? He's got it. That is the poster child of Gatorade for the future right there, because it is in him. He's got another point. He's carried them in the season, and he's carrying them tonight. 1 point away from victory. It's now 14-9 Knights. Oh my, 1 point away from ending this game. And the team that has held the league for the entire season is now looking at an almost unsurmountable deficit to overcome if they want to take this home for a championship. And the toss is off. It's going to go out of bounds. Hopefully that's a sign of some early celebration by the Knights. They bring it in to the middle. Let's see what the Wolverines have to say this late in the game. Are they ready to rumble? Tossed up, made to the 40-yard line. He's looking for a man. Pivot, pivot. Is he going to let it go? High stall count. He's in trouble. He tosses it up deep. Almost caught, but knocked down. Turnover. Is this the glory run that they need to the end zone? Could this be the end? Toss made. Just up by the 40. Preston Jones tosses it up. Caught by Chris Cornell, other side on the 40. He tosses it up. Is this the end? No! Out of bounds! Just when they had victory in their hands. Just a bit far of a throw, and it's turnover. Wolverines disc. Handlers are set in pretty close. They're bunched there in the middle of the field for the Wolverines. They got a handler trying to get around. He loses his man, gets the catch. Tosses it up. Looks like it's a three-man weave, setting the cutters deep. He's looking for a toss. Makes it. I think that's Aaron Fleming. Makes it up to Michael Woolley. Woolley looking for a man downfield. He's got men coming in. Is he going to take the toss? He gets there. Oh, 2 men. No catches, though. And it's a turnover. Preston Jones, the coach who stepped it up to really make this game a good one. Tosses it up to Chris Cornell. It's back, bobbled and dropped. And they're back on defense now. Wolverine disc. Aaron Fleming stands at the 50. It looks like he wants something big. Decides to go for the mid throw. Puts it back just inside the 30, or just outside the 30. But they make it back to Aaron. He goes for the toss, and it's caught. Far side. Michael Woolley, I think. I can't tell in this darkness. And let's see if they're up for the challenge. Just under 8 minutes left. 4-point lead. It's a far cry for the Wolverines, but a short walk for the Knights if they can take it. Preston elects to let the pull go. It rolls to the back of the end zone. He tosses it up. Back to Preston Jones. Toss in the middle. I think that's Justin Rose. He's looking for his toss. A lot tighter D being played by the Wolverines. They're keeping him as close to their end zone as they can. This is what they need to do, too. Good defensive strategy by them. Preston Jones, high stall count, goes for his toss long. And it's Deed! They're going to go for that quick turnover, quick point. Oh! And no! Half the team tapped that Frisbee. Unfortunately, the Wolverines weren't able to grab it on that last one. Tosses up, and it's out of bounds. Nice defensive work by the Wolverines. They're picking it up. Markham taps it in at the 30. He's got a man streaking across. He goes for a forehand all the way in. Defense comes up again. Oh, it looks like they're calling the foul. Oh my. All I have to say about that, foul or not, that was amazing defensive effort there. But number 4, Spencer Carden. Oh my, that was beautiful. He wants this. Their whole team wants this. Markham searching around, decides to go with the dump. He puts it up. They're now right outside the end zone. They got someone coming up. No one seems to be extremely open, but they keep moving the disc. Bobbles but catches. Markham has it again. People are talking. It looks like a turnover. I guess he was out of bounds from where they see it. Oh, I think that might have either been a stall count. I think it might be a stall count violation. Either way, it goes back to Preston Jones. Just over 5 minutes left. And it's tossed out of bounds. That's the defense the Wolverines need right now in the game. We're ticking down and are now at 5 minutes left. And it's still a 4-point lead by the Knights. Caught! Wolverines make it 3. Now they got to run. This has got to be a quick point. Off at the pole. It's across. It's down. Not into the end zone, but still a good pull. Justin Rose picks it up, tosses it to Troy Giles, tosses it to Scott Sewell. Dropped! Oh! This could be what the Wolverines need. He looks up. Markham makes a toss. Not to anybody in particular, and it's out of bounds. When their offense gets shoddy, their defense steps it up. Timeout called. Yep, timeout called by the Knights. And it comes down to this. Disc tapped in. Clock starts again. And it's out of bounds! Wolverines run to pick it up. It looks like the guy... Ooh, there's a little bit of tussle down there. But Markham is looking for a point. He's got his cut. He moves it middle. They're looking for a toss in. They're looking for an open man. Time's on their side. Ben Browning comes when he needs to be there. And quickly this goes from a 14-10 game to a 14-12 game. 2-point deficit. Just under 3 minutes left. If they can get on, toss it, get down there, they can turn this game around. I wonder if it's been the same 7 for the last 3 points. I don't know. But either way, they're going to take the disc. It floats out of bounds, probably around the 30-yard line, 35-yard line. Good field position for the Knights. They'll take it to the middle, I'm guessing. X marks the spot where Preston picks up the disc, taps it in, and we're on our way. Troy Giles comes streaking around the middle, isn't taken, throws right. Justin Rose looking downfield for his man. He's got Troy, but he chooses to go back to Preston. Preston in the middle. Goes back to Justin. They're slowly weaving, 5 yards at a time. Goes for the long shot. No! Too far from his man, Scott Sewell, who was supposed to pick that up. I think he was outside of his range, though. They definitely don't want to turn it over near their end zone, though. And it's going to be picked up by Aaron Fleming. Aaron Fleming comes up to the line, picks it up. Justin Rose D's him there. It's tossed. Goes up to about midfield. Big D right there by Scott Sewell. Oh, I think there's a man down. We've got a piper down here. Not a good position to be in. I think it's a Wolverine too. You don't want to lose a man when you have a 2-0 deficit. They're carrying him off the field. What champs. Look at that. No time, no forgiveness now. Redemption's past, and you're either going to win or you're going to lose. Bobbled, but caught by the Knights. And there's some discussion on the field. I'm guessing someone's yelling about whether he caught it in or out, whether the throw got off in time for a stall count, something like that. Hands are up in the air. It's going to go back. They tap it. Justin Rose goes for a low throw. It's too low, though. Wolverines turnover. Can they make this 14-13? And the Wolverines chant comes out now from the crowd. Aaron Fleming makes the toss out to about midfield. Caught. Into the middle. He's looking for a dump. He goes for the throw over the top of everybody. That's going to be a turnover for sure. Unable to get down there, any of their guys. It's going to be picked up by Preston Jones from the Knights. Let's see if their captain and coach can take them in from here. Travis Miller coming in for a cut. He looks not to go for it. High toss. Caught by his player. Oh, and they're playing some tight D. The Wolverines aren't leaving anything open throw-wise. Preston Jones tossed across to the middle. Looking for a man downfield. Gets up to Travis Miller just across midfield. He's looking down. Fakes a throw. Stall count's probably getting pretty high by now. Puts it across. Good thing number 14, Mark Fletcher's there. Mark Fletcher picks it up. He's looking outside. He needs a oh, good. Tosses it across to Preston Jones. To Travis Miller, who drops it once again, right when they needed him. Aaron Fleming picks it up. He's looking. It looks like there was a strip on the play. Tosses it up. Middle of the field. Goes back to Aaron Fleming. Disc blocked! Disc blocked by number 11, Justin Rose. He puts it up. Mark Fletcher comes up with a diving grab. Oh, he does not look happy, though. Oh, we've got another Piper down. That's 2 within a couple minutes. It's not what you want to see. Right at the end of this game. Oh, man, 2 injuries really quick there. Can they sink the Wolverines' Titanic? They're going for a dump. Preston Jones open. He makes the throw. It's up. No! 3 times. 3 times failed. Wolverines are going to pick that up. Mark Cam takes for the offense on the other side. Looking for his toss. He goes for a long bomb. I think that's Michael Woolley down on the other side of the field. But it's Deed. Up and down. Oh, he's slow to get up, but he does. Good. We're not going to have another injury. That would have been the sub for Mark. Spencer Carden, who got hurt. And they called time. I think it's going to be injury time. Yeah, that's not good. Oh, man, this late in the game. This man has played 5 championships now, including this one. 4 he's lost. This could be the night. He has it in his hands. He wants this. You don't see him subbing out at all. He really wants this, and it looks like it's called foul as he goes for a toss to Justin Rose. They're going to pick it up. Hands are in the air again. I'm guessing a foul and a contest. Someone fouls, you have the opportunity to contest it. If it does, it goes back to the thrower. Preston Jones looking for a throw. Looks like he's trying to get Travis Miller across the middle. And it's Deed. Good D by the Wolverines. Turns it over. That was Mike Woolley. Tossed. Middle. Count. Caught. He drops it back. And it's in the end zone. Do they have it? No! No, and it's dropped. We see a couple of those drops in the end zone. And each one is more heartbreaking than the last. Now, Knights have a chance at their glory run. I've said it, and I've said it till I'm almost tired of it. And they drop it. It's dropped right on the end zone. Mark Camp picks it up. They're looking for a man. He's got back corner. He fakes. Goes short. Oh! Into the end zone. Tapped by the defense. Bobbled and dropped by the Wolverines. Toss made makes to Preston. Up to Scott Sewell, who puts it up. He tosses it back. Justin Rose now has the disc in the middle of the field. Tosses to Preston. just behind midfield. Back to Justin. They're using their stall time. Tossing back. Preston Jones with the disc in the middle of the field. Troy Giles comes in for a cut, but then saunters out. It's up to Travis Miller again. Indeed, Michael Woolley has stepped it up, kicked the cone, and kept going. He's really making the defense where they need it for the Wolverines. Mark Camp picks up the disc. You can see the fatigue as some of the other handlers are just walking around. They're tired. Wolverines are getting tired. I think everybody's tired at this point. Offensive game went from a quick second-to-second game to a huge defensive game. Picked up by Justin Rose. Tossed up. Troy Giles bobbled and dropped. The offense is dying right now. I don't think we saw this many drop passes in the first half, but in the last 5 minutes we've seen death of the offense. But Michael Woolley comes up with a diving catch, calls a timeout. They're on the 25-yard line. That's probably the smartest move he could have made. I think they subbed him out, taking an injury for Mark Cam, who looks like he's cramping up on the sidelines. Disc is in. Players are shuffling. Every day they're shuffling. Hammer in. Caught! Ben Brown! I told you he'd be big, and this late in the game, he's been big! Oh, Rylan Stratford. Amazing D. He went up for it. Let's see who wants it from the rest of these players. Preston Jones picks up the pull inside the end zone, tosses it out to number 11, Justin Rose. Justin Rose goes up, tosses it to the middle, Travis Miller, who converts. He's not dropping this one. Justin Rose, once again with the Frisbee. He's looking up. Chris Correll. He's looking downfield. They're looking for cuts. They've got a man. It's either Brendan or Spencer Carden coming down the field, but they elect to go to Preston Jones. Travis Miller comes up with the catch on a close one. He throws. Oh, it's just a little bit too far for his man. And that's going to be another turnover. Oh, my. I think that was supposed to go to Spencer Carden, but it was just a little bit too far. Aaron Fleming picks it up, going for the tie with his team. Ben Brown, he catches it, but it looks like there's some question about whether he was in or not. They decide to call it in. Chris Correll comes for the close defense. He's in his face. If they're rolling dirty, he's going to cut him off. And the lights go out. Thanks a lot, guys. We need the lights. Well, I guess we gave you a pause so you can all make your bets with the Vegas bookies, but now we're back into play. He dumps back, and it's dropped right where they don't need it. Justin Rose stands up, looking for a toss, and he tosses to no one. Goes down, and it's a turnover. Wolverines now have the disc once again. I don't know where Justin was throwing that to, but that was not what they needed. They were one step away from a victory. Turned over, and now he's guarding Aaron Fleming, who now has the offense. Toss on the sidelines, makes it up most of the field towards the mid, who also puts it deep, and it's a high flyer into the middle. There's 4 people in there, and good defensive move sends it down. It looks like they're not going to stop anybody from shifting around, readjusting their position. Preston Jones goes for outside throw. It's a caught. It's a catch. On a nice layout. He's looking for a handler now. That's Troy Giles, who tossed it back to Preston Jones now. He's got Travis Miller coming up the middle. Tosses it back to Justin Rose. Justin Rose puts it up the middle of the field to Scott Sewell, number 13. Scott Sewell, looking downfield, decides to go back to Chris Correll. Chris Correll looking downfield. He's going to take a dump, though. Stall count's getting high. He's raising his hand. He doesn't know what to do. Goes back to Preston Jones. Luckily, he's there right when he needed him. Stall count going out. But he's able to get it to Preston Jones, who's looking around now. His stall count's getting high. He elects to huck it downfield into the end zone. Barely outside the reach of one of their players. And it's going to be another turnover. Wolverines pick up the disc. They're going to try and force him up the line. Let's see if they can get around it or just work up the line on him. Ooh, they make it around the defender. He's looking deep now. He's got his eyes on the other side of the field. He doesn't want to dump it, but he has to. High stall count. Toss from Mark over to Aaron Fleming. Aaron Fleming looking around. He's got a man streaking down, Sam Coons. He goes back to Mark Cam. Mark Cam looking around. He tosses back to Aaron Fleming. Those two are caught against their own end zone. If they don't get it out, this could be death. Diving leap. I'm not sure if he caught it because he dropped the disc after he had it in his hands. I guess it's going to be called a turnover. Goes back. I think they're calling a foul on that one. Players are returning to their positions. It's going to go back to Aaron Fleming. They're really encroached there in their end zone. They're going to need to get a throw out of there if they want to keep this alive. Aaron Fleming now once again looking for a cut downfield. Yep, and it's the spread. He goes to his man, to his handler, and he goes up to Aaron Fleming, who's looking upfield now. He's got a handler coming up. Oh, knocked down. The defensive move they needed. And he puts it up and outside and too far outside. These turnovers are killing them. They're hucking it when they need the point. They're hucking when there's no one there to go to out of desperation. Picked up. Mark Cam is now going to answer. He goes to the middle to Nathan Wallace with a leaping catch. Overthrown. Aaron Fleming, knee injury or not, he wants it. He wants that disc. And he dives for it. Oh, and there's some type of talk. I guess they're going to call it back for some odd reason or another. What a way to waste a beautiful catch there. Oh, sad. Sad, sad day. And we're back to full capacity with the lighting. Fully lit field, good thing. Maybe both teams like that break, especially with their cramped issues there. Looking for his man. Makes an outside toss. Grabbed by Mike Woolley. Mike Woolley now looking for a downfield throw. He comes across. Swings it to Mark Cam. Mark Cam looking downfield. Looking for a swing. Makes a pass out to Aaron Fleming. Aaron Fleming's got a man deep. I think he's looking for him too. Makes a fake. Looks like a strip. Picks it up. He goes. Fake. Looking back to Mark. Mark Cam looking deep. Mark Cam. Faking. Faking goes up to the toss. Nice catch. And it's put up. Can they do it? Oh! And it's a drop. What have I said? They need to catch these, and they're dropping them right when they're on the edge of glory. They're really making this harder than it has to be. Preston Jones picks it up for the Knights. Let's see if they can run some concise deep offense here and stop the problems. They got a horizontal cut across the middle. Chris Correll, he's looking for a man to toss to. They got four men standing back. Travis Miller looking like a pseudo handler back there. This goes up to Scott Sewell. They're moving it up the field. Gets to number 3, Troy Giles. Troy Giles goes for the end zone shot. Dives but misses. And the game goes on. Turnover. This goes back to the Wolverines. How long will this go? We thought we were on the edge of the end of a game about 20 minutes ago. Then between lights, end zone drops, we're seeing a game that's lasting far longer than we thought it would be. Close game, I told you, and I was right. And it looks like Aaron Fleming's going to come out injury sub. That caused him to miss their last game between the Knights and the Wolverines. Dump back to Mark Cam in the end zone as play continues. They have their cuts in. He's looking for a toss. Gets it across. And they're looking for cuts in. Play squeezing around the disc. Everybody's kind of bunching up, but he gets it up to Mike Woolley. Mike Woolley looking for a man. Stall count's getting high, but he gets a dump back to Casey Buttle. Looks like something was called. Probably a pick. Yeah, I think there's a pick call, and the disc will go back to Michael Woolley. Just tapped back into play. Goes over to Casey Buttle again. Casey's looking downfield. Looks like he wanted a huck, but he had no man open. He hucks it up. And it's knocked down by Preston Jones. Preston picks it up. Knights offense, where are you at? Are you here tonight? Let's see if they can come through on this one. Up to Travis Miller. Up to Scott Sewell. Back to Preston Jones. Across the middle. Ooh, close but caught by Justin Rose. He puts it into the middle. Travis Miller gets it. Tosses in. Knocked down. Once again. Into a spot where no one could get it. Turnover, and it's going to be picked up by Mark Cam. Mark Cam picks up. If I buy the DVD for this, I might just cut out that middle 20 minutes of nothingness. This is really dragging out. Both offenses are struggling in the red zone. They got great offense across the middle, but they're struggling. Turnover. Justin Rose picks it up. I may have spoken too soon. Toss it to the middle. Preston Jones looking for a man. They're bunching up around him. Does he have a throw? Stall count's getting high. He tosses it into Chris Corral. And that's game! 15-13. The Knights win, and Preston Jones wins his first championship. Congratulations, Knights, on a wonderful game. They pulled it through finally when they needed it. Wolverines, great comeback, but they failed to convert in the red zone when they needed it several times, leading to a Knights win 15-13. And the Knights are the spring 2012 men's Ultimate Frisbee champions. Congratulations to them. Coaches Justin Rose and Preston Jones must be very happy. This has been a great game. I've been happy to be here commentating on it.